Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Finally going live. We had some technical difficulties earlier, guys. Check this out. Oh,
corn.
got some Wingstop. We got the Cowboys playing over here, guys. I got a couple of things that we're gonna be covering. Some do's and don'ts for relationships, guys. Just in case if y'all don't know. Then from Wingstop, check this out. Is this the Atomic?
Atomic and then the new flavor. I don't know what
check
the new
that out.
flavor is.
Have you guys tried Atomic yet? This one right here. Oh my goodness, check that out. And then I'm recording on 2 cameras right now. This is gonna be, oh, that one's gonna get us right there. I swear that's gonna get us. Oh my goodness. Check out the voodoo fries, guys. Have you guys had the voodoo fries from Wingstop? Boom.
Oh, they made it.
Boom. Oh man, it's finna go down. It's about to go down.
The mango habanero, the one in ranch.
Yeah, definitely. You ready? Let's try this first.
Well, we've tried it before.
Yeah, but that stuff is dangerous. Oh my goodness.
You want to do your to-do list or whatever? I mean, to-do.
My to-do list?
Your
Yes.
do's and don'ts.
Let's do it. Guys, so I want to get perspectives from a man's point of view and then a perspective from a woman's point of view. We basically wrote down top 5 things that relationships do together and then 2 do's and 2 don'ts. So I'll probably be going first. So from a man's perspective, I wrote down top 1 is driving. So everybody has their own opinions on driving. This is ours. So for the do's, I put you want to help with directions, maybe talk to them, keep them busy, hand them the aux. Let the driver do the music. And then also maybe accommodate the driver. You know, if they need something, hey, maybe they drop something, you got to pick it up. You know, so those are the 2 do's. And then for don'ts, I put don't steal the aux from the driver. Don't scream or yell at the driver. And don't tell the other driver how to drive. Oh my goodness. Whenever I'm driving and I ask for like, hey, can you hand me this? Have you ever like received something that's like, you're like, hey, give me this. And then the person's like, gives it to you on top and you're just like, bro, my hand's not, so you gotta like, and then they finally look at how they're handing it, then they're like, oh, my bad. So then they hand it to you, right? Oh my, that's like one of those, don't hand it wrong. So that's like from a man's perspective. I went first, so she obviously has her own as well. Just go to your, what's something that you've noticed, your top number 1 and then go through that. That thing is hot, by the way.
I'm driving?
No, not driving, just like your what you wrote on your list.
I do want to input on the driving though. Don't text and drive. And that way they won't tell you how to drive or when to stop, when to slow down. Because, I mean, first of all, it's the law. Don't text and drive. But second, it's like they say they're paying attention to the road, but how are you paying attention to the road if you're like this and the car in front of you is already braking and you're not even slowing down? So that's a big don't. But one of my things of that you do together, it's like,
oh, we're watching the Cowboys game over here, by the way. Sorry to
watch when you're watching movies together. I put do's. One of the do's is watch something that entertains both of you guys. It can probably be a hard thing because I know sometimes like Oliver wants to watch certain things. He likes to watch really scary, demonic stuff. Right?
I love scary movies. I love scary movies.
I used to like scary movies, but I guess
Wait,
as
are
I've
you number
gotten
2?
older. Yeah,
you at?
I'm just kind of skipping around. I'm not going in order.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I mean, I don't really like.
Let
I
me
mean,
mute this.
I don't mind, I guess, scary movies, but like exorcism stuff or like stuff that can really happen in real life, I don't like to watch. Especially he likes to watch these things right before we go to bed. I'm not trying to have nightmares, but watch something that you guys both like. Kind of use this time to like be affectionate with each other, snuggle, hold each other, just embrace this time together. Two of the don'ts is I think we should dedicate this time to each other and enjoy it with each other. So don't be on your phone, like texting, responding to text messages, or being on social media while you're supposed to be watching a movie with your loved one. I think that's one of the biggest ones. I find it hard sometimes too, just because, work, like I'll get work messages coming in and I'm quick to want to respond, but, I'm not on the clock. So technically that time should wait. What?
Brandon said, "My boy Oliver, what you be watching? I'm gonna have to have Ramon pray for you."
But yeah, like, just don't be on your phone and, dedicate that time to your significant other. Goes to the other, like, don't answer phone calls. Or if you are, like, be respectful. If it's like a very important phone call, just be respectful to your significant other and say, hey, let's put a pause to this real quick. I need to take this call. Don't just get up from the couch and just leave your partner there watching a movie. So that was one of my things, watching movies together. Or
Man,
just anything.
I've noticed that as I'm getting older, my I guess I'm getting scared to watch scary movies now. Lately I've been getting scared. Like I don't want to watch scary movies now.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, not like I used to, but yeah. But that's a good one. So I put cooking. Okay, guys. So for cooking, for the do's and don'ts on cooking, guys, as a relationship or dating, or it doesn't matter if you're a couple, if you're a husband and wife, if you're just talking to each other, you're hanging out. These are just some tips here. So assist in what they need, help clean after, and some constructive criticism. So maybe the food's not good and she's not cooking right, so don't tell her it's garbage, but hey, you know what, we might need to add a little seasoning on this, or we might need to let loose, or stop adding too much seasoning on this.
Stop cooking.
Stop cooking. And then some don'ts. Don't leave a mess and not care to help. Afterwards, especially when you're finished, you're just not even really trying to help to clean that up. And then one of the number one don't is don't change up the original recipe or idea. So like if she's deciding to do something and you're gonna help her, don't sit there and be like, oh, let's do this, let's add this to it, let's go ahead and change that up, because obviously it's her original idea. You don't want to sit there and stop somebody's original idea from getting worked on. So that was my one of my top 5 for do's and don'ts.
One of mine is like go to soccer games or volleyball games, any kind of sport games together. One of my do's is take unnecessary things. I'm a big one on, I like to take extra things sometimes because you just never know. I'd rather not end up needing it than be at the game and be like, oh dang, we should have brought this, or we needed this. I know you don't like to carry a lot of stuff, so a lot of times I'll just tell him, I'll handle it. Like I'll load the whole little cart up. I just like to take and be prepared for things. I'll take the canopy, the chairs, the weights for the canopy, extra waters, extra Gatorades, and he's more of like, oh, it's cloudy, we don't need the canopy. But I've learned to just tell him like, hey, I'll load it, I'll take it, I'll deal with it, if that means I'm able to do it. Again, like have one designated person to deal with cart stuff. Like, he's the coach for his team, so a lot of the times he has to be there 30 minutes before, because if we're the first game, he has to put up the nets for the soccer games, or Start stretching the boys and stuff. That one looks extra dark.
Like,
Oh, I think that's a different flavor.
really?
Yeah, I don't think that's the atomic one. That's
What is it?
I don't know, like, it's a new one. I don't know what it is. But so a lot of times I'll just tell him, like, I'll handle the cart stuff. You just go ahead and go. And then that way it avoids any little bit of arguments here and there, when he doesn't want to take extra stuff. Don't let the smallest little things stress you out.
Go Cowboys. We're going to win the Super Bowl, y'all.
Especially if, it's like we're running late. We get like upset about the smallest little things, like, oh, you're not loading the cart right or whatever, but just try to be stress-free and don't run late because that starts arguments. Sometimes we're running a little late and Mr. Speedy Gonzalez over here on the freeway, that already makes my heart race a lot faster. So just be on time to things.
Let me get you a fork.
Why?
Grab some of these. Look, the voodoo fries. Are you serious? You don't want some? Oh, you have regular fries?
No, I'm eating celery.
Oh, celery? Oh, my bad. So moving on. Okay, guys, I did something that's okay. Hanging out with family. So, you're hanging out with your significant other, your wife's family, your girlfriend's family. The person that you like, her family. That's some tips, some do's and don'ts right here. So compliment each other. That's something that you should do when you're around them. Compliment each other. Attend to their needs or wants. Hey, I'm thirsty. I got you. Don't get up. It's your family's house, so you get up for them and get them something to drink or eat. And then some don'ts. So you don't want to just like leave them alone. I've done that, and it's not a good thing. I've had that happen to me too, and it just does not feel good. Don't leave them alone. And then also, don't talk bad about them with your family, and then also don't ignore them while you're there with your family. It shows. It does a lot. It can really affect the person, believe it or not. But those are some of those things that to watch out for.
I think most importantly, like, don't, I guess, vent about the bad things about each other in front of others. I think that's something that has to stay between the both of you, because at the end of the day, your family's going to be your family. They're going to love you regardless. You don't want to bad shame this person, and now, you're saying certain things about them, and your family's seeing them with like a little bit of hatred or dislike just because they put you in a bad situation. They made you upset or they made you sad. At the end of the day, you're going to go back with this person. You're going to be there. So I think, anything negative or anything that you have to say about this person, you should consult it with this person and not vent about it with friends or family, especially in their presence, because you put them in a uncomfortable situation. It's like, I don't want to be at his family's and he's talking about an argument we just had and talking bad about me in a way, or vice versa. I don't want to be with my family talking bad about him. So I think those things just have to stay between you guys, between each other. Is it my turn? Okay. Going to the gym. I know a lot of couples go to the gym together.
That's a tough one.
I think this can, it depends on every relationship and what agreements y'all have with each other. But, with us, like, it's okay to work out separately. You don't have to work out with this person. You don't have to be with this person 24/7. If gym time to you is your way to de-stress and a time for yourself, then it's okay to have that time for yourself. There's nothing wrong with, hey, I'm going to go do this workout. You do this here. Like, well, him and I, we go to Fitness Connection, but I prefer to work out in the women's section for various reasons. There's a lot of creeps at the gym or whatever. And I want to be able to work out and do my workouts comfortably without, getting looked at by creeps or certain people that are just there to stare.
I'd be the main one. I'd be like looking at Zoe. Be like,
he does. He looks at me through. There's like mirrors in the women's section, and I'll feel like somebody's looking at me sometimes, and I'll look at the mirror and I can see him looking at me from outside in the reflection. But it's okay to work out separate. And I think if you voice it, I do see you do that.
I did that like twice.
But yeah, well, but you do
And
it.
it wasn't like I was staring at it. I was trying to actually get your attention.
Oh, like, I'm trying to leave. But like I said, it's okay. Your
my
partner should
goodness.
understand that this time is a time for you, and I don't think there should be a conflict with that. Set a time to leave, agree on a time to leave together. Oliver and I do this a lot. Like I said, we do work out separate. So as soon as we're walking in, we'll say, hey, what's a good time? Like, 9:15 or whatever, right? And, if you agree on this time, respect that time for that person. If you decide, I don't get done with like a certain workout that I was planning on finishing at a certain time, but I'll give him like at least a 10-15 minute heads up. Hey, can we actually leave at this time? And if he says no, then, I have to respect that because we agreed to a certain time. One of the big don'ts is, I guess, don't argue in front of, like, you don't want to be walking into the gym arguing with your significant other and, being in a bad energy already. I feel like that, it's happened sometimes to us, and it kind of kills my vibe. Like, we're walking into the gym and now I'm just like, well, crap, like, I don't even want to be here anymore. I don't even want to work out anymore. But other people see that, and, you don't want to give that vibe to others, like, oh, they're in an unhappy relationship. Like, you don't want to give entry to anything for anyone. And I guess don't make unnecessary comments about, like, what your partner is wearing, unless it's actually very, very disrespectful. Then I agree, you should say something, but I don't think you should say it in a negative way. I think there's always ways to communicate things to people in a positive manner.
You're a whore. No, I'm just kidding.
Oliver, in a positive manner, and also for women, I feel like respect goes a long way in the relationship. So I do understand that sometimes certain outfits can be very provoking to men. So, especially like you're going into a gym where there's a lot of men and a lot of women. So you want to be respectful to your partner with the stuff that you're wearing. And if you're not okay with a certain outfit that your partner is wearing, like, voice that to them. But like I said, in a positive manner, like maybe say, hey, I feel like the shorts you're wearing are probably too short or probably too tight. I don't feel comfortable with you wearing that. Or can you, maybe wear something different, and, go about it that way instead of, making a comment like, oh, those shorts are too short, they look ugly, or, or whose attention are you trying to get? Just stuff like that just causes conflict. So just, I guess, a better way of communicating things if you feel uncomfortable about something.
Those are real good points. It's just like, it's all about, literally, it just comes down to communication. It's just talking. It's the hardest thing to do, and it's not easy. But if you find a way how to communicate, I promise you things just come out a lot easier. It's like, I mean, I could go all day about that, but I think she covered that really well. There's another one that I want to bring up: party or clubbing. So there's do's and don'ts that I wrote down. So whenever you're out there, notice only them. Those are like some real good do's, right? And then also try new things with them, dance with them, show them some affection. Maybe check out different new places. And then for don'ts, don't crave other or attract others' attention. Being a party pooper, like you're just so negative, being sour, you're not really up to go and try, the new things that your partner's wanting to do. Obviously fighting or wanting to leave early. And then not agreeing on it, like sometimes you do want to leave early, which is fine. Maybe you're tired, but, talk to them. And it's just comes right back down to the same thing, communication. So if you can communicate that, I promise you things just go a lot easier for that night. You don't have to ruin it. You don't come home thinking, I can't even have a good night with this person. So it just comes down to the communication. And then also like the attention thing, giving them attention, not craving others, so like, we're all human. You're going to look, we've all been in that situation. But just the thing is, it's when you're staring, okay, you looked, you saw, move on, right? Don't continue disrespecting that person, it's not like, it's not like you're gonna sit there and if you're doing that on purpose, obviously you're disrespecting that person. But for the most part, just acknowledging it and moving on. And this is this will go for, like I said, relationships, husband, wife, even being with a friend, same, it goes same ways. It's you're respecting that person's presence. So you got another one? I think we're on 3, right? I'm on 3.
Oh, I just kind of went everywhere.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I mean, the one
I got 2 more, I think.
my number 4 was kind of like yours, going out to eat or going to the club or whatever. So I don't think that one.
I want to hear what you got, because you're it's a woman's perspective. You got the man's perspective and you got the woman's perspective. So I want to hear what.
I think, like when you're going out to eat or you decide on a date or, whatever, I think it's very important to enjoy that time with that person and not view it as like, oh, how much money did I just spend on this? Because then at that point, you're not really enjoying it. It sounds more like you're regretting going on this date or being on this dinner with this person. I think it's, to me, it's very disrespectful if you're, out here eating and, these people you're having a good time and this person's like,
go for a hot
like,
one.
dang, like we just spent $60 on this, or we just spent this much money, like we could have ate this at home. Like, don't do that. You're there, enjoy the moment. Money comes and goes. You'll always have time to, make more money. And, I feel like embrace it and make memories. Don't push the whole money thing. I feel like it's a very disrespectful thing to do. What?
No, the couple.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. And then I think going to places that you both are comfortable with. Like, I know we have friends and family sometimes will have comments like, oh, they want to go to Bombones, or what's that other place? Bombshells, or, all these like exotic places and stuff. I think it's fine to a certain point, but as long as your significant other is comfortable with that. Because again, these places are mainly meant for guys. If your woman's not okay with that, I don't think you should force her or make her feel like she's in the wrong for not wanting to go to these places. These girls are dressed very, very provocatively. I don't think you would like
people going boss so hard. Okay.
I don't think as men y'all would like to take your woman to a restaurant where there's a man, shirtless, buffed up, like looking all good and stuff. I think it's a part of a respect to your woman. Again, there are some women that are okay with that are like, fine, let's go eat. It's fine. I think as far as I've gone is maybe Hooters. I don't think I could do the whole Bombshells or Bombones kind of thing. Because again, like he said earlier, we're all human and temptation is there. You don't want to go to a place where you're like, right as you enter the door, the temptation is left and right, front, back. Like, why put yourself in that situation? You're going to end up in an argument and it's not good. I wouldn't go to Bombones or Bombshells with you. And that's the darn truth.
Hey, I thought, what happened to the, ain't there a restaurant for like women? What was it called?
It was like Tallywhackers or something.
I heard of Tallywhackers, where there's like men that don't have clothes on and they're like 6-packs and all that. Ain't that what it was?
I don't even think that place exists anymore. And I think most of those men were not even straight. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm sorry if y'all were straight. I mean, that's what I think.
And they're gonna get on, man, what? Nah, I'm just kidding.
But
all right.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Just picking a place that both you guys are comfortable with.
So I got house cleaning and chores, guys. So the do's and don'ts. So some do's for us men. Ask if there's something that you can do. And then try to organize and clean yourself up first before moving on to the rest. So when you're cleaning up, make sure your area is clean. Make sure your section's clean, or whatever it is, your side of the bed, your side of whatever. Like, any of your stuff, make sure you take care of and clean up after yourself before start moving on to everything else. And then the don'ts, don't move things around that isn't yours without asking, or at least, giving some type of like, hey, where should I put this? And then also don't get rid of things like throwing things away, or that things that you're not sure about or you think you're not using, because maybe somebody else is using it. So those are like the top do's and don'ts for me. What do you think about my do's and don'ts on that?
Cleaning, I think you have a good point. Like, we are cleaning around.
My lips are burning.
I think I might have not gotten one that was too hot or something.
I'll give you one now.
Yeah, but it's not as hot as I thought. Or maybe the celery is helping. I think you have a good point of like, don't throw things away, especially if they're not yours. I think you should ask, hey, do you need this, or where should I put this? Because sometimes the most insignificant thing, like you probably think like a screw, it's happened to me, like there's screws on the island or something, and
sorry,
I'll throw them away. Like, I've learned not to throw things away, but it's happened before where I'll like put them to the side, or I'll put them somewhere and then I forget. And then he comes around to the project that he was working on, and he's like, where are these screws that I was looking for? And then at that point, I kind of forgot where I put them. So I think a good point is asking that person, hey, where do you want this? Or do you need this? Can I throw it away? Like he said, kind of start with your area first. Like, don't just go around. Like, you can't sit here and tell somebody, hey, go clean your mess, but your side of the bed or your area is dirty and your stuff is laying around everywhere. And, definitely help each other, with the chores. Oliver's really, really good about helping, like, washing. Not so much with the folding, but I'm okay with that because I'm very particular about how I like my clothes folded. But he's very helpful with, helping cleaning around the house. And it's a two-man job.
You don't be exposing me.
It's a two-man job. We both work full-time jobs, so I don't think we're in that era anymore where it's like it's a woman's job to keep the house clean, or it's a woman's job to cook. I think you should help each other out, and there should be a balance, especially if both of you guys work. I understand sometimes there's stay-at-home moms or whatever, but I feel like as being a stay-at-home mom is also like a full-time job. A lot of people sometimes see it as, oh, they're at home, just taking care of a kid. But, keeping the house clean, keeping a kid attended to, all that stuff is already, keeps your hands busy all the time. So I feel like, even if it's a stay-at-home mom, and as a husband, I feel like you could always come home and just maybe say, hey, do you need help with the baby? What can I do to help you? Do you need to get to this? Do you need a little break? I can hold the baby for a little bit, keep them entertained for a couple of minutes or something, give her a break too. I think being a mother is, always going to be a full-time job, and it can be very stressful. It can take a toll on a woman's body. So I feel like as a husband, you could always be that, coming home and just say, hey, let me hold the baby for a couple of minutes while maybe you need to go take a shower. Maybe you haven't had a chance to go use the restroom, in peace or whatever. So just kind of help each other out. I'm thankful that Oliver has always been, very, very helpful with the kids. Even now, like, our kids are older. And, sometimes I get home, like, super tired from work. I have a headache or something, and he'll keep the kids entertained. He'll play a board game with them or, anything.
I'll put a clown suit on and start dancing.
But yeah, I feel like, nowadays, I feel like it's a two-man job to do, keep a home. So I feel like both ends should put in. What was the question?
No, that was good. No, that was really good. That's, I was going to say, I think I was going to bring up my last one, which was, no, that was it. Yeah.
I have one.
I covered, okay,
Well,
go for it.
The go grocery shopping.
Oh, that's a good one, guys.
That's a very good one. Oh, you okay? Sir.
Oh, my. All right, go ahead.
Not on live, please.
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to do CPR.
They're going to see you purposely avoid giving me CPR.
Grocery shopping. Maybe do a to-do list ahead of time. I think we've learned a lot, to do that already. Because going unprepared, you buy unnecessary stuff. Sometimes you get home and you don't even have the stuff that you actually needed. You end up with a whole bunch of other stuff. But I think maybe, hold on, can I chew my food?
Chew. I've been eating real good over here, so.
But yeah, getting a to-do list ahead of time and maybe setting a spending limit. Saying like, hey, we're sticking to just this. I don't think necessarily maybe like a budget, right? Saying like we're only gonna spend on the necessities and try to avoid buying like unnecessary stuff. Sometimes, I go to Target. Well, we go to Target and we're gonna go grocery shopping, but I end up going into the clothes section, which I have no business in doing. I have enough clothes. But try to avoid the let me just go look at things, because you end up grabbing stuff and adding more stuff to your cart. And don't argue in the grocery store.
I don't know who you're talking about.
We've argued a little bit in the grocery store.
Who hasn't argued? But yeah, we've argued before.
But
I like arguing. Arguing is fun.
Boring. It makes it uncomfortable, but try to leave that stuff away from the public, from the public eye.
Yeah, so that's kind of the grocery store is definitely an interesting place to be at with your significant other, because a lot can go down over there. But she covered a good little. I can't really think. I mean, it's as long as I think the budget is just a really big role, like it, because it can make a big difference if you're not in there knowing what you want, knowing what you're supposed to get. Before you leave, do a list, do a checklist. Hey, guess what? We need this, we need that, we need this. We don't have that. We have a lot of cereal. We don't have a lot of cereal. We got a lot of milk. We don't have, get a whole checklist going. It'll make a big difference on the spending and the money. So.
And I think another point, I guess, agreeing. I think agreeing with the decision your significant other makes, especially if it's in the right path. I know sometimes like most of our arguments are because, we're at the store and the kids are asking for a toy, or they're asking for things that we weren't there to get. And Oliver will say like, no, we're not here for a toy. He's trying to, get their kids out of the habit of them getting something every time we go to the store, because they were in a phase where every time we went to the store, they felt like they needed to get a toy or get something, come out of the store with something. And I used to get upset about it, but I think agreeing with my significant other and asserting that in front of your kids, not disagreeing in front of your children, because then your children are confused at that point. My dad's saying no, but mom's saying yes. Now they're seeing like, oh, my dad's the mean guy, and my mom's just being nice, when in reality it's something that shouldn't be done, because we weren't there to buy toys. We were there to buy necessary stuff.
Guys, I think next podcast we'll probably cover children, because man, do we need a lot of help, like from everything on kids. And hey, shout out to Lewis, Tony. So what's up, guys? Abraham, what's up, man? They're checking in. And then of course Brandon, that's my boss, guys. Hey, haven't gone solar. Let's go solar. Let me know. DM my boss Brandon. But we'll cover kids on the next podcast for sure. And then we'll obviously probably eat something different. Now I want to do something like I want me and Zoe to cook for you guys. Maybe some lasagna or maybe cook some dessert, some cookies.
Bake.
And then bake. I also want to do a giveaway, a $50 cash giveaway, but I don't want it to be just one person.
Can I win it?
You can. And you want me to tell you how? You get on your phone or your laptop or whatever you're using, and you share this podcast live on anybody's Facebook. And I'm gonna figure out how we can confirm it, where you'll either tag me or tag just tag the page that you've shared it, and then I'll literally Zelle you $5 or $10. So you're literally looking at like 5 winners or more, depending on how much we set that limit at. But It'll be a $50 giveaway. And then my other channel, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on that, GTZ Builds. Check that channel out too. I'm actually reaching the 500 subscribers, so I'll be doing another $50 giveaway on that one, plus an oil change for anybody. And I want to start doing some more on like the people that need help. So like a lot of it, people that they need don't have the funds to cover like an oil change, or single moms that don't know what or how to do that. Just women in general with cars that need help. That need help.
Well, figure out how to do my oil change.
I know you. Zoe will though, for real.
That's actually something I want to learn. I want to learn how to do the oil change.
Hey, I was gonna say,
change a tire.
We wrote down some pet peeves and then also some kind of interesting things to talk about before we end this podcast. But
I didn't write pet peeves down.
No. I threw it down just for something extra, just to see what her perspective is, and then what a man and a woman's perspective. But we'll run through the pet peeves real quick. So, have you guys ever noticed whenever you put clothes in the dryer, it gets smaller? That's one of my top pet peeves. Like, you wash clothes and then you throw it in the dryer and then it just doesn't fit. Either I'm getting fatter or that dryer and that clothes, I promise you, they just...
He blames it on the dryer.
They just don't mix, you know what I'm saying?
No, well, I think there is certain, there's certain materials that are not meant to go in the dryer. Yeah. But, baby, who puts the stuff in the dryer?
All right, let's move on to the next pet peeve. Food cravings at night. Oh my goodness. Every time before I go to bed, I start craving the ice cream, candy. And then I think we know what I'll do too is on another episode, we'll talk about foods. But oh my goodness, food cravings at night are the worst. Mm-hmm. And then another pet peeve is being hangry. I've actually learned to realize that when I'm hungry and I don't eat, like within like that the first or the next 30 minutes or hour, and if I haven't ate, like I'm just moody, angry, yelling at people. Don't need to be yelling. Don't need to have people give people attitudes. I'm giving people attitudes. It's the worst.
I think maybe learning to eat before you're super hungry, because then that's when the angriness comes
Tony
out.
said, all them wings, bro. No wonder that clothes gets. And I'm gonna eat this wing too. So, go ahead.
Yeah. What's your other pet peeve? I have a pet peeve about the dryer.
Go ahead.
When you leave stuff in the dryer too long, stuff gets wrinkled. If you're gonna do the job, finish it.
I don't know what you're talking about that.
I really, really dislike, especially my scrubs. It's just very, like, the material is very hard for it to get wrinkled, but if you leave it in the dryer after it's done drying, after the cycle's done, if you leave it in the dryer, like, bunched up with all the clothes and they get wrinkled, it's super hard to get those wrinkles out. Even after ironing them, like, it's hard to get those wrinkles out. So I always tell Oliver, like, please, when you put the stuff to dry, once it's done drying, just take it out right away and just let me know that stuff needs to be folded, because again, like I said, I'm very particular about how my clothes is folded. The kids now help us with that, like folding clothes. They fold their own clothes and stuff, and I always tell them, like, leave my clothes to the side, because like I said, I'm particular. But if you could just let me know as soon as the cycle's done so I can fold it.
Okay, we'll run down our top 5, like kind of just random interesting topics. That way, so I'll go 1, you go 1, I'll go 2.
What pet peeve?
So no. For just like our last list here.
Okay.
So closing ports. Did you guys hear about that story about the whole? I think they were trying to get their wages raised, and I think they finally did come to an agreement. But I wanted to talk about that because, they started talking about they were going to close the ports, and then they were talking about how you weren't going to have any supplies, cars, like just so much stuff happening that, that sent the panic. And then people just started randomly just buying things. I heard the toilet paper was getting bought again. Water was getting bought again. And nothing's wrong with that, right? Because you're preparing yourself. But man, there's just so much to that this is like alarming, but it's crazy how that kind of thing can take such a big effect on everybody. And then, are you prepared? Are you ready for that? Like, what are you guys doing to prepare for something like that? So that's kind of something that I wanted to bring up.
I didn't even know what was going on. I don't like to watch the news because they make me nervous and anxious. But one of my friends had posted something on Instagram like, hey, they finally came to an agreement. All of y'all can go put the toilet paper back on these racks. And it's funny because Friday I went to Sam's to buy the office supply list and stuff. And I did notice that like there was no toilet paper on the shelves. And I was like, where's all the toilet paper? Until I saw my friend post that and I mentioned it to Oliver. He's like, yeah, the whole port thing. I don't know what's going on. I feel like if something like that happens, I'm just going to die because I don't know anything that's going on.
I need to learn. I don't even know how to hunt or fish. I don't know how to do none of that.
You know how to fish.
Well, barely, Go to your number one.
Oh, I don't really like mine.
Just go for it. No. All right, I'll go to number 2.
I'll go to my fort.
Nice try, Diddy. So, you guys heard about the Diddy? That's pretty crazy to me. One thing that I've been seeing is just like everybody exposed. I'm dead. I'm super full too. They've exposed Diddy about this and that, and it's just like that's crazy. And then I was just thinking about
The whole Justin Bieber thing.
Oh yeah, Justin Bieber. That's
sad.
That's pretty crazy. Like their family. I don't know the full story, but that was pretty crazy. And then number 3 that I wrote was the whole Drake versus Kendrick. Who were you guys going for? Drake or Kendrick? Drop that in the comments. Let me see what y'all think. And then if you're picking that person, why? And then also, we got to bring this up, even though you're not a Cowboys fan, but Dallas Cowboys, the Dak deal. I think it's 243 million or 234. Somebody drop it in the comments. What was it? Is it 243 million or 234 million? But was that a good move? Yes or no? Is Jerry Jones doing a good job? Yes or no? Thank you. So also, I want to see what your guys' input on that is. And then economy. Economy is crazy right now. Everything is just up and down. Jobs and prices and, the house market. Everything is just kind of just wonky. So I wrote all those down. Anything that...
I wrote the one about like how many Amber Alerts there've been lately. Like I swear I get like an Amber Alert like daily.
Kids are just getting...
snatched. But have you noticed that most of the time it's like the other parent that like takes the kid? Like it's not even...
Really?
Like it's like the parent, like the dad or the mom is running off with these kids, like putting these kids in just...
If y'all find somebody that could take mine...
Oliver.
I'm just kidding.
Take him.
It's going to be an Amber Alert. So he took the kids. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Take him, put him to work.
Now that'll end it for this podcast, guys. We're gonna do another one next week, and I think I want to do the children, or maybe I'll figure it out. But hey, next week is gonna be the...
Oh wait, that guy that killed his girlfriend in Mesquite, remember? But everybody knows where that man is at. You need to speak up.
What happened?
That guy that killed his girlfriend outside of the apartment complex, like he shot her, but she was like on life support for a while, and then she ended up just passing.
You guys heard about
I think
that?
her name was Nancy Ayala.
Nancy Ayala, you heard about that, guys? In Mesquite, that killing? I didn't know that.
And that guy's on the run. So if you don't know where he's at, you need to say.
What's the story on that?
I mean, apparently they're saying, there's a lot of people saying different things. I don't want to, bash anybody, but they were saying it was kind of like a toxic relationship. I don't know what happened. Just, I think they got into an argument and he got his gun and they were like, I don't know if they were fighting for the gun, or whatever. But anyways, the girl got shot. She was on ICU. She was in the ICU for a while and then she just passed. But they haven't been able to find this guy.
Yo, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Okay.
That's crazy, people. If y'all are in a toxic relationship, leave that. There's no reason to be in a place where you're not getting treated right, where, domestic violence is a big thing nowadays. And You know, there's no reason why you should put up with anyone, you know, verbally abusing you or physically abusing you. Just get out of there, especially if you have kids. I feel like, you know, kids shouldn't be witnessing this kind of stuff. It can really traumatize your children, you know. They can grow up thinking, you know, this is a way that, you know, a little boy can grow up thinking like this is the way I should treat a woman because my mom got treated like this her whole life and this is just the norm. Or, you know, your daughter can grow up thinking like I need to take beatings from men because my mom took these beatings, or, you know, vice versa. But Oliver, stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But, you know, just if you're in a toxic relationship, there's no reason to stay there. Just leave. You know, there's plenty of men in the world. There's plenty of women in the world. You know, find yourself somebody who can respect you, who can love you the right way. There's no reason to be anywhere where they don't treat you right.
It's true. It is so true. Guys, it's not worth it. It's better to let go sometimes, okay? But I think that'll end it for this podcast. We're going to see you guys next time. Remember, I'm really going to do this $50 giveaway. I'm going to figure it out for you guys. Cash apping you guys $10 for every time. Well, not every time, but every person that shares, $10, and I'll figure that out. But for now,
bye.
we out. Peace.